French luxury retailer Printemps is opening its doors to the financial district today. The store is a journey for the senses and includes 2 bars, a cafe, and a restaurant to complement shoppers' experience. Printemps Group's CEO Jean-Marc Bellaiche joined me in studio to talk more about the NYSE's new neighbor and why he decided to expand into New York now. Let's take a listen.
Now we think it's a good time because after COVID, people realize more and more that they need social interaction. They like to go to stores, they like to talk to people, shop with friends, have a nice dinner. And we think, this whole e-commerce play has faded a little bit. So it's time for retail and to do an outstanding retail experience, which in fact is much more than retail, and we can talk about that. We thought was the right timing.
Let's talk more about that experience, what all it entails.
Yeah, so it's clearly not a department store. It's very different. It feels more like an apartment store, and it's a destination where shopping meets culture, meets food, experience. We want people to come to learn, to encounter other people, to melt with other people. So that's very different from traditional retail.
What are some of the brands and designers that will be a part of this store?
Yes, so the beauty is that we wanted to mix French curation with American hospitality. French have a good level of sophistication and good level of taste, and Americans are the best when it comes to welcome people and be nice with people, much warmer than French sometimes. So that's one thing. When it comes to the offer itself, we are very proud to bring some of the best brands in the world that people know. So, for example, we'll get Dior in shoes, we'll get Bottega in bags, brands like that. And then niche brands, brands that maybe are not as well known. And 25% of the offers that we bring to that store are either completely new to the US or very rare to find. Some of them are only online, and for the first time you can experiment them in our stores.
Wow, absolutely incredible. And I know it is expected to be a luxury experience, Jean-Marc, as you outlined there. Talk to me about some of the restaurants that people can enjoy as well.
Yes, if I may, it's not only luxury. We also carry accessible products. We bring, for example, in exclusivity, our own brand called Saison 1865 after our creation date, which is super qualitative but quite accessible in price. When it comes to food, we put a lot of focus on restaurants and cafe and champagne bar. We have 5 of them in only 40,000 square feet, which is quite a big focus, and we are lucky enough to pick, I think, a great chef. His name is Grégory Gourdet. He's probably, many Americans are familiar with him. He was a Top Chef finalist, and then he opened a restaurant in Portland, Oregon called Cannes, which is a huge success. He won 3 times in a row the James Dean Award, and now he's coming for the first time in New York, and we will all be so happy to taste his unique cuisine.
I know a lot of locals down here as well as tourists. I'm sure we'll very much look forward to trying that cuisine as well. Jean-Marc, with this opening here in the financial district of this retailer, how is this expanding Printemps' legacy?
So we have been innovator in retail for 160 years, which is our anniversary this year, always trying to break the boundaries and come with new ideas. And this store is unique in itself. This is the first time that we bring such an amazing architecture, and architecture that we inherited with the Red Room from Hildreth Meyer, a muralist from 1931, which is landmark and was closed to public after 9/11. So we are super emotional to bring it back to New Yorkers, as well as architecture that we built ourselves with the outstanding Laura Gonzalez, which is a French architect that you should get to know more, and amazing taste. So, what's really different in that store is the architecture, the offer, the food, and that's a big focus for us.
I want to hear more about how the experience is immersive when a shopper or customer steps in the door of Printemps down here in the financial district. What is that immersion like?
Absolutely. We want people to be able to spend a full day at Printemps, even in a space that is not huge, but there is enough matter and material and story to spend a full day. So you can start with a nice breakfast at Café Jalus, which is very accessible. We'll have French pastry and beautiful coffee and very good quality. So you can spend a few hours here, maybe do your emails, whatever. And then you can start your shopping experience. Maybe you have an appointment with a personal shopper that has prepared a room for you with your desire. Then you can have a lunch in one of the restaurants. Maison Passerelle will open soon. This is a fine dining experience. It's not ready yet, but it will come mid-April. But already Salon Vert is open and it's full. Last weekend it was already full. And then you can do a spa, maybe in the afternoon, because we have a spa room, and maybe you can have a meeting with a beauty consultant that can help you through your skincare routine. And why not end the day with a nice dinner in one of our restaurants? So that's the objective.
It sounds absolutely lovely. Why the Big Apple? Why New York City?
We believe this market has still a lot of potential long term. And yes, we know that it's overstored and crowded already, and New York doesn't need another store, but that's why we came with something very different. I was a New Yorker myself, and I saw the closing of Barney's and Jeffrey, and I think there is a void that has not been fully fulfilled, and we think that we are our own way, or of course more French than Barney's, and with an amazing architecture that maybe Barney's didn't have. They had a beautiful store, but it was different. So in our own way, we think we can fill that void, so there is an opportunity for that. And the last point is, in France, we've been doing very well with American tourists. We tripled our business from 2019 to 2024 with American tourists, and we think that by opening in New York, which will be bring a lot of visibility to our brand, we should also get some good impact in Paris and in other cities in France where we have beautiful stores as well.